Hi, fellow traders. What's happening? I hope you guys had a great weekend. Got some rest and relaxation because we're off and running on a new week. This week may be a little bit interesting. We just have to wait and see. This kind of is officially the last week of summer for traders. You got a lot of people that are coming back after Labor Day. But I don't even know if that's happening anymore. I know last year you didn't really see it that much. We had a pretty unique summer last year. This year we had a pretty unique summer. But, time will tell. I won't know if the market's going back to the way it was pre-pandemic as far as the summertime trading and all that until next week. But one thing I want to reiterate because of what I'm saying is that, it's not about what the market has done in the past. It's about what it's doing now. There's no other day like today in this market. There has never been another day like today ever. And there will never be another day like today ever in the market again. They just don't repeat themselves. The numbers are different. The price action is going to be different. It could be similar, but it's not going to be the same. So we have to understand, just because the market did this last year doesn't mean it's going to do it this year. Just because the stock did this on earnings last year doesn't mean it's going to do that on earnings this year. So it's really, really important that we understand it's not about what the market has done in the past. It's about what it's doing now. And that's why, for me, price action is king. Reading what's happening now is the most important. It's just like me trying to teach you how to trade today using what I did 7 years ago. And I'm not connected to it anymore. And it's not going to make a whole hell of a lot of sense. That's why I did a whole blog. If you want to read it, you can go. It's on the kind of at the bottom of the homepage of the website. About somebody asking me why I still trade the way I do. It's the same way I did, using the same position size and all that. It's because if I'm going to teach you new guys and guys who are trying to get to profitability, I can't say, okay, don't do what I'm doing here. Do what I'm telling you to do. And then this is what I did back then. I don't know whether it's going to work now unless I'm doing it now. So it's all about what I'm doing now, what the market is giving me now. And that's why it's important to learn these lessons every day. And that's why I call it the education chat room, because it's like a classroom every day. So we're not worrying about what's the market's done in the past or what our stock has done in the past. We may look at it and just to give us an idea, but we're not going to make decisions based on that. All right, one quick thing I want to share with you guys. I know several have said, I want to join, but I don't know if this is going to work for me. I don't know if I'm going to respond to this. So what I've done, I've taken, it's $249 for the roadmap to success. If you break it down monthly, it's $41.50. All right, so you can join for a month, take part in this program, and see if you like it. And you're gonna get all access to everything. Okay, you're gonna get access to everything. You're gonna get the full community. All right, the live education webinar, The chat room, that's where you see me trade live every day. It's real time. It's not delayed. I'm not showing you after the fact. You're seeing it happen. Unfortunately, you may see things that you don't want to see, or hear things you don't want to hear when things tend to go south. But that's what you get. All access to the live classes that I do, day and swing trade. We've got sessions on Sunday mornings for swings. This Sunday we won't, because of the holiday. It'll be rescheduled. Probably Monday. But we have those day trading classes usually on Wednesdays when we get back going. Working with the options guy now. He's a real options trader. He's not a teacher. So I'm working on helping him put his knowledge into a teachable format to help you get that. So, that's coming. But those are the type classes you have access to. Access to the member video library, extensive video library with all the classes, day trade, swing trade, the psychology course, the education videos that we do sometimes. All of that's there. The market analysis and earnings weekly newsletters that I email out on Sunday that talks about the market analysis, what is setting us up for this week, what to look for, what economic news is coming out. The earnings newsletter talks about the stocks that we're looking at that's reporting earnings this week, and a little write-up and key levels to look at for that. Any proprietary information I have, like all of the forms that I use, the scripts for my hot buttons, the scanner settings that I have. Even though I don't use Trade Ideas anymore, I still have my layout for it. If you want it, I'm using scans now, but you get all of that, plus what I feel is the most valuable one-on-one mentoring time. Now, since you're trying this for a month, you get 30 minutes. But if you come in and you become a full-fledged member for the Roadmap to Success, you get an hour a month. So you pick up that extra 30 minutes. And most people split it up. So we meet twice a month. All right, so at the end of that month, if you found value in the education I present to you, you have the option of just paying the difference, which is actually $207.49, not $207.50. And you just finish out the 5 months, you'll get that extra 30 minutes a month, so you have an hour of one-on-one mentoring time. But if not, I'll wish you well in your endeavors once you move on. So, it's all about finding who's right for you and finding who can help you get to where you want to be. So if you have any questions on that, just email me, ed@AverageJoeTrader.com, and I'll get you squared away. All I can say is, and you don't even need me to help you see that, the Bulls are squarely in charge. There's no hint of bears anywhere right now. That could change tomorrow. Something can happen, and our stock world may come to an end, and things may fall off a cliff. But what we see now, the Bulls are firmly in charge, and we are on the process of marching up. Now, what was odd about today was that the market was ripping up, but the stocks I was watching just kind of stopped, and it's like, okay, what the hell are you doing? We're not we're tired. We're resting. a lot of the semiconductors, they've been running up, like Nvidia. We entered AMD for a swing today. It rested, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. But it was just odd that the market was ripping and all of these guys were resting. But the mega cap names were moving. Amazon, Google, Tesla, So it was probably them that was doing all the work today. But tomorrow, I'm just looking for it to continue to push. Unless something catastrophic happens overnight, that's what I'm going to be looking for. So today, first trade out of the box, Nvidia, taking a 5-minute opening range breakout. Nvidia is one of those stocks that can just run. So having a big candle at the open is no big deal as long as you have measured potential to make some profit. We did. When I got in, this was a solid green candle. It was really, bullish, and all of a sudden the bottom fell out. This is what can happen to the market. That's why I said you just have to wait and see. It looks good, but you won't know until the time comes, and that's what happened here. Ended up max loss stop. This thing washed out big time. And you could see it eventually cracked here. It fell through the 100, the 200, went red on the day before it recovered. And then just kind of traded sideways. Not much I could have done with this other than scalping in between levels. But that's not me. So I took those lumps and moved on. On the Peloton, this was another stock on our watch. Beautiful 5-minute opening range breakdown here. Was trying to get it to this 101.67 level. 101.75 was where I wanted to take profit. I know this was a big move, but this had big move potential. It didn't. It bounced. Right here. It just couldn't lose. This 102.25, it just kept getting stuck there until we had this big dip. But then it got aggressively bought back up. I took some profit off the table, and then you can see we ran up, break even. This thing recovered, went green on the day for a little bit, then it came back, and we started selling off. I waited until, lunchtime really, and ended up catching this as we were falling back through. Came within 10 or 15 cents of me being able to take profit on this. And look at this solid red candle. There was no reason for me to think this was going to recover. So I waited, and it started recovering. So I ended up taking profit. I was supposed to take it all off here, but I had 200 shares in my window versus 300. So I took the 200 off, and I was like, well, I'm only in 100. Let's wait and see if this thing, pulls back. It tried to, but then it got aggressively bought back up, stopped me out. And then here we came back. So once we broke through the bottom of this again, I got in. We did get a nice little dip down, but you can see what happened after that. And ended up, this little pop took me out. I didn't have that big of a window. You're only talking about 20 cents that I lost on this trade. I wasn't going to give it a whole lot of room because you had, at this point, you had the 9 and the 20 below my entry. So I didn't have to give it a whole lot of room for it to tell me whether it was going to work or not. But it didn't. Ended up making a couple bucks on this one because you really didn't lose much on this. We made a couple bucks on this base hit. This was a bunt. And, this kind of was a pop-up bunt, so to speak. But it's pretty it was a rough day on this, to put it lightly. You could see it may look easy to trade, but it really wasn't. So the last trade of the day, sometimes we get good earnings trades, sometimes we don't. If I can get 1 or 2 a week, I am extremely happy. I think we got $900 on this trade, so not bad at all. So you see, this is the candlestick when it announced. Now, looking at all the numbers, this stock should have gapped up. And it didn't show me that it was going to gap up. This price action here says that this is going to sell off on the announcement. Doesn't mean it's going to stay down here, but it means it will sell off on the announcement. It did sell off, but the conservative, I'm still doing the conservative trades on these stocks, which is why I don't get as many earnings trades off, because a lot of times they make the move and they quit. This thing made the first 5-minute candle. My aftermarket earning strategy is basically the inverse of a 5-minute opening range trade. I let the first 5-minute candle print after the announcement, and then I trade whichever way it breaks. Here we went short, and I start taking profit. I have no idea how far this is going to go before it rips up on me. So you have to take profit on these when you start getting it. Now my goal was 314. This was going to be the last stop. So you can see after the first 2 hits, this thing started to come back, which is exactly why I like to start taking profit, because sometimes these things turn around and run back up. So 118.90, this was a daily level. So it did kind of bounce off of that and start to run up. And I started to take profit here, but I felt the way this thing was going, I can probably get some more out of this. So I had it set for 318. It did hit the 318 level. The 318 target. And then I just put the last 25 shares in for 314. Got about 4 cent slippage on it, but that was awesome. And you can see it held up here for about 15 minutes before we lost that level, and it actually went down. We went down almost another $8. And it's just incredible what this stock did. But I got the meat of the move I was looking for. This was like, I didn't do the daggum P&L. But this was, you can add it up. I know a lot of you guys are smart. You can add up just how much we made on this. Just over $900. Now I lost, over 300 on the first trade. Second trade, I think it was around 175 or 180 that I made on the second trade on Peloton, and then this was the big one. But really simple. These are the things that I teach. The handful of people that were still left in the chat, got to see this trade go off. And it's really simple. It's just a matter of the hard work is building your discipline, developing your patience, and being able to execute, perfectly day after day after day. But these strategies are really, really simple. All right, so that's going to wrap it up from me today. You guys have a great night, and I will catch you in the morning.